Okay, so first off I want to say I am recording on a brand new mic, the Audio Technica AT2020, so I hope you like it. But anyway, this is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Okay, so if you're actually into the comics and such, I bet you'll actually love playing as the different Spider-Mans and that, and like the whole story around the game. But since I think different dimensions are a bit naff for Spider-Man, I'll pass on the story myself. The voice acting is okay. It's not the best, but it does alright, and the game's story seems to cater for kids. There's a lot of corny lines which you do get used to, but it is pretty stupid.
Nice! Don't get me wrong, your illusions are nifty and all, but if you ask me, they could use a little more kick.
But like I said, you get used to it. So the story starts off rather badly. Mr. Mysterio has stolen a powerful artifact that is shattered into pieces across the different dimensions. So you have to go in between each of the different dimensions to find the shards that make the full relic.
Whoa, what the heck was that? Okay, can somebody tell me what's going on here?
You get to play as Spider-Man, in case you didn't know. But there's different kinds of Spider-Man for each of the 4 dimensions. There's Amazing Spider-Man, No Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099, and of course Ultimate Spider-Man. I'll cover the different gameplay aspects for each character, but the story overall is okay, and comic fans are gonna love the villains in this game. So what I gotta say for the story is, if you're a comic fan you'll like it, but if you're not really gonna care for the story.
The black suit! What am I doing in the black suit? I hate this thing!
Stay calm, young Peter. This suit has extra abilities you will need in your quest.
This is more of a button masher, but it does involve 4 different ways of playing the game. As said, you play as 4 different Spider-Men. Amazing Spidey will usually most web attacks and light combos, but then you've got for example No, which is all about stealthing using the shadows.
And I'm gonna find...
But don't expect too much from the stealth. It's an average system in which you wait for an enemy to stop looking for you and you can wave them up to the ceiling, wall or floor, which is just a quick animation.
He's mine.
2099, the future Spider-Man, is all about flying actually and dodging most things, and just throwing together combos and using the slow motion bar to dodge missiles. And finally there's Ultimate Spidey, which focuses on bigger attacks and using his rage meter to deliver more damage. Personally I like plain old Spidey the best, although Ultimate had some good bosses too.
You think you're so hot, don't you?
Actually, now that you mention it...
You have got some cool villains like Hammerhead and even the Juggernaut. So again, comic fans will like that. And that's what this game consists of. Boss after boss. You usually start off the level with a boss beginning to end, and the boss will get harder as you go along and there'll be tons of minions to defeat. But the gameplay is a little repetitive and it kind of bored me throughout most of the levels. The gameplay mechanics itself are not too bad and the combo system is pretty good. And what I liked is the upgrades you can apply to your Spidey, such as moves, alternative costumes and bigger health. And you'll get these upgrades completing challenges in-game. For example, collecting all Spider Sense or throwing 5 plant pots at an enemy's head. The Spider Sense also helped you dodge dangerous attacks, but to be honest I wasn't feeling it. There's 13 levels altogether and you'll go through the same process most of the game, so I'd say this is better than average and offers some good gameplay overall, but it's not great and it's not excellent.
Yeah, that's great! Let me get that valve, Spider-Man!
This one is kind of tough to judge. It's got that comic look again which reminded me of Borderlands, which I hated. I don't think that they're bad, and the graphics tend to change for each dimension, so I like that they mixed it up a bit. After that it gains a point. And since there's 4 dimensions, there's 4 constant sets of scenery and atmosphere. Future Spider-Man will be set in a city looking similar to Star Wars, while Snow Spider-Man is very dark and suited to the gameplay. But the game does look very dark overall, and the cutscenes and set pieces aren't great either. The character models are good and the scenery is awesome. The raw power of the game is not brilliant and a little average.
Assemble the tablet of order and chaos, not just for the sake of their own worlds, but for the fate of every world, in every dimension.
But that's all I'm gonna say for the graphics section. Now onto the enjoyment. Since the levels all have the same structure as in defeating bosses, it can be a little tedious when you have to fight minions which offer no challenge to get to the next section. But the boss battles themselves are not too bad. There's usually a trick to beating the boss, such as turning off generators or doing something fancy which the boss will have no clue about. There's also a little interface in which you get to box your enemy down and dodge their attacks, which is a tiny addition to the battle. But like I said, there's 13 levels. Yes, there is replayability, and no, I would not go back and play this game. But it is there if you want to go back and complete challenges and unlock different things in the gallery. There is going to be DLC for the game. I'm not sure what it will consist of, but it's there for the Spider-Man fans, and that's it. So here comes the score. Story 5.5. The story is just there. I actually think the Connie line saved it altogether. Gameplay 7. The combo system is pretty good and I like the upgrades. Graphics 7. Not brilliant, not great, they're just not too bad. Enjoyment 6.5. So 6.5 in the enjoyment. There is replayability, but the game got rather boring for me. Overall score 6.5. Perhaps a little disappointing to some, but I wasn't expecting much from this title. So I probably just insulted a million Spider-Man fans now, but I am Jazz for Jazz Reviews, and you can click on this clip to see my Mafia 2 review. I'll see you guys later with Halo Reach. And don't forget to like the video and most of all send me a comment.